Hello agents, and welcome back to another Division build video. Today I've got a build very similar to the unlimited skill builds video we did a few days back. It's very similar. Someone came into my Twitch chat though yesterday and he said, can we use this build but also provide overcharge to your team? So thanks for the question, England, and this was what we did. We actually flipped it on the fly. I was in the middle of doing drones on Razorback, so it was a really good test. We threw on the Btsu gloves really quickly, and lucky enough I had a pair of hardwired knee pads that had max skill damage on. So I managed to flip it over while we were doing it, and we basically, the drones came out, I did the pulse, and they didn't die. Should we play a dangerous game and try it?
Yeah, go.
Oh, I don't know if I've got any. I've got hardwired knees on me. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, let's try it. See if we can see if we can kill the drones with this build. Live testing. Be warned, drones might need some damage. I'm going to do it with no stacks on my capacitor as well. So we'll see.
I'll just shoot them from front.
Oh, see, look, so they didn't quite die.
Okay.
They got left with about 10% life. Now, everything's maxed out on this build. I can't actually provide any extra skill damage from gear, because essentially by putting the BTSUs in, we've lost a 2-piece bonus from Empress, which gave us 10% skill damage extra. And if you look at the BTSU gloves, they don't provide any skill damage whatsoever. So we lost a whole 20% skill damage, and it made it so that we couldn't kill the drones. Now, when I build these builds, I build them for, for maximum versatility. I use the crossbow so that I can take out the grate on the back, and the DPS don't have to worry about it, or the people that are new to the raid or perhaps needing some help, they don't have to worry about things like that. They can just come in, learn the mechanics and enjoy it. But when we applied some stacks to the capacitor and the drones came out again, I'll show that clip just now. So maybe if I had capacitor stacks though, which I'll get now, we'll see if the next bunch die.
Oh.
So max capacitor stacks now. And they die. Oh, so you can use BTSU gloves and this build together. You just need to make sure you have capacitor stacks to do it. All of the drones died. So with no stacks, the drones leave with about 10% life, and with some stacks, all of the drones die. So this build still works really well. Not a problem. We're always generally going to have capacitor stacks. And if you're in the Razorback fight and you need some stacks, just shoot Razorback. It doesn't matter if you're not doing any damage to him. Even though he's a vulnerable, the stacks will still build up. So I thought about a few other things. I thought what we could do. Well, if I was in my group and somebody else was going to take care of the grate in the back, either the DPS or the person on the opposite side, they could then use a crossbow and I wouldn't have to worry about having a crossbow on me. And what we could potentially do then would be to use Technician. Because when you take a look at Technician, you can get an extra 10% skill damage. Other than that, the build is exactly the same as the build that I published previously. We can take a look here. Hardwired mask, 2 pieces gives us 15% skill haste. 3 gives us 15% skill damage and 30% repair skills. I do run a healing hive for my secondary skill, so that does come in nice just to help out the DPS on my side of Razorback if they need it. And I can break it obviously to trigger hardwired to then get my skills back. So a 4-piece provides us with feedback loop. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds, while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. Feedback loop can occur once every 20 seconds. Now that might be enough as well to push the damage on this build over the edge, but you don't really want to be relying on having to proc feedback loop every time drones come out, because sometimes you get 2 waves or 3 waves back to back and you'll just lose it. You won't be able to proc it all quick enough. So it's definitely not worth trying to rely on that feedback loop extra damage. We're going to use the backpack, and obviously all of the gear set items are exactly the same, but we get the short circuit talent, and that decreases the feedback loop cooldown from 20 seconds to 10, which is really important. As you can see, everything's rolled for skill haste and skill damage. Let's very quickly look at the holster. Skill haste, just skill damage and the skill tier. And then on the knees, which is different than the other builds, skill tier and skill damage. We're going to use One Piece Empress, and because this is the only other trigger to this build, the perfectly skilled skills have a 30% chance to reset when you do a kill. So when you blow up all them drones, you're blowing up so many of them that chances are this just procs. Hardwired really is the secondary kind of talent in this build. That if for some reason perfectly skilled doesn't proc, because obviously it's not guaranteed that it will proc, and it does happen. So I've gone 2, 3, 4 times sometimes where it has not procced, and hardwired has absolutely saved me bacon. So it's definitely worth having hardwired in here still and not just relying on perfectly skilled. But perfectly skilled is really, really good and really reliable generally. But because we're only using one piece, we only get skill health. We don't get any actual skill damage. Now, you could change this around a little bit at this point if you wanted to. You could perhaps go with a Wyvern chest piece, because one piece will give you skill damage. And then you could go with just regular skilled, and that might work as well. So you have some options when it comes to the chest piece. Then we're going to look at the Btsu gloves. Nothing's changed here. It provides 15% high skill haste, and then detonate it, refreshes cooldowns, and grants overcharge for 15 seconds. And that's exactly what my viewer wanted to know and wanted to see if we could build that ability in. And this works absolutely fine. You also had the fire grenade for providing extra damage or helping out your teammates if they're struggling with ads. When they're on fire, they're not going to be shooting anybody. Just a nice little side option. And obviously we have the crossbow in there to shoot that grate, and then we can throw the grenade in. We can switch to the normal grenades. We don't have to use the fire grenade at that point. We can switch to the concussion grenades and help get Razorback up and get them weak points out. And that's going to be it for the build, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you running something similar to this? Have you got any other variants that will never fail if you get 2, 3, 4 sets of drones back to back to back on Razorback? I don't think you can get 4 sets, but I've definitely had back-to-back ones before. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. Give me a thumbs up to help out with that YouTube algorithm. It really is appreciated. And hit that subscribe button for more Division content. Come and check me out over on Twitch. I could be streaming there live right now. Come and say hello. Twitch.tv/DJTICKLE. I appreciate you watching, everybody. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.